Alright, the video I set to make in November 2024 is finally done. Oh, I can't wait to be done editing this. Alright, it should be done now. If you're like me, also known as the majority of people, you know and or played a battle royale game in recent years. And if you're also like me, which you probably aren't, you played Fortnite for... This already should give you grounds to understand what the battle royale genre, at least on a grounded level, has in its basics. A number of people drop out of something, usually something resembling a bus, land, find some weapons, ammo, some kind of defense, and you fight other players you might encounter. And whoop!
I found this in the chest you were trying to reach.
What the f- Last person standing wins, whether the player deserves it or not. Sprinkle in some unsportsmanlike conduct, and you've got your basic battle royale game. Kill! Like clockwork, it's clear that like a lot of things, the battle royale genre has slowly stagnated over time. Sure, games like Fortnite, PUBG, Free Fire, Firelight 84, and other games are still going, but it's quite obvious that games in this genre don't come out as often as they used to, which is a shame because we could have gotten games like Siege Dogs to do really well. Oh man. But also like clockwork, the majority of something is just that. A majority. There are exceptions to the formula, and nothing will ever change it up. Which brings me to the game that this video is about. Super Animal Royale.
What was that?
Got him!
Yeah!
Oh, this is a war zone. Oh my god. Super Animal Royale is the most funnest game ever. Just listen to my friends' opinions on it.
It's definitely a game.
I haven't heard about that game since like 2021.
Where did he go?
Who would make a video on it in 2025?
Get that f***ing furry out of my face, dog.
Shut the f*** up.
So it's the beginning of 2021, and a 17-year-old me found this game on the Steam store that looked like a neat furry simulator battle royale. It was a pandemic year in Italy still, so free time was still a thing, as we were all on Google Meet calls for school instead of Discord. And so I decided to give it a try, and... while I thought it was fun, it didn't really grab me as much as Fortnite did back in the day. Sure, it's cute and the gameplay is cool, but I didn't really see an incentive to play. Then my friend Ravager Raven played it and... I don't know, we had fun I guess. Safe to say, the game hooked me while playing duos with him. I know every game is better when played with a friend, but there was something about playing the game with him that just got me addicted to it, even playing it solo. How can you hate a game where you can deploy a banana umbrella? A lot of battle royale games stick to having 3D models and environments. This is because it's easier to build tension when having a third dimension, because your enemies could be hiding anywhere and you wouldn't know it. Also because people were just dying to replicate Fortnite's tiny success. But Animal Royale just says, you see that? That is sh**. Let's make it 2D and top-down with a pretty detailed and effective shadow system that obscures the player's vision depending on where they are. This is important as it still manages to replicate how it feels to wonder what's in front or behind the player while keeping them on their toes. Is there someone there? Are they gonna shoot me? Do they have the big clucking gun? Do they not have the big clucking gun? To cluck or not to cluck? That's the question. Speaking of weapons, while this game has the usual AK, pistols, SMGs, shotguns, and a whole shebang of generic battle royale guns, it has a unique and creative arsenal. The Jag-7 shotgun, a super-eyed laser gun, dart guns, the BCG, and the so-called Sparrow weapons. Except for the Jag-7, all of these use special ammo and have unique attributes, with the standout in my opinion being the Sparrows. If you hit someone with it, they'll have a little sparrow icon above them and remains visible even if they hide, which can help with sneaking up on them. Oh my god! The dart guns are also interesting. They're both damaging and healing weapons, with the damage part applying when you hit an enemy player, poisoning them and draining their HP. And when it comes to healing, just shoot your allies, it's fine! It gives this nice strategy of perhaps picking it up to be the healer of the team, or being a deadly assassin that has no remorse when scaling someone. Woohoo! You can also do the same with skunk grenades too, leaving a gigantic poison area to take damage in. Wait, there's throwables?
Yes, idiot.
What the fuck? There's boom grenades, there's whooshy ziplines, and funny bananas, which are catalysts for funny haha moments. If I had one tiny nitpick for the weapon gameplay, the fact that there's no auto reload makes me have way more muscle memory issues than I imagined while playing. Also, speaking about dart weapons, why not talk about the HP system? This HP system is pretty unique. Instead of finding one-time consumable items, you pick up various containers of health juice. that slowly fill up your inventory and can be freely used once you're damaged. You do heal over time though, so you need to choose carefully when to use it instead of leaving yourself vulnerable. HP isn't the only form of defense though. Armor is also needed. There's 3 tiers of armor, with the best one being the military looking one. Interesting. Depending on your tier of armor, it saves you from an X amount of hits. Level 1, 1 hit. Level 2, 2 hits, and 3 being 3 hits. You'd expect to find other usable armor once broken, right? Haha! No, idiot! Because the devs actually know how to design a game, and so they allow you to fix armor if you find some super tape. And like your HP, this also takes some time, especially if you have level 3 armor, adding more strategy to your defense tactics. You're gonna start using tape like your goddamn life depends on it as the match starts to shrink its circle. The circle shrinks with skunk gas because in-universe it's poisonous as hell. Fair enough. If you're inside the skunk gas while the safe zone is shrinking, there's this eerie ambient sound while you potentially choke to death. Really puts it into your head that you need to get out of there. The notable thing I'd say about the circle is how fast it goes when put against other games. I'd say that most Battle Royale matches are either 15 to 30 minutes if all goes well. Here it's 3 minutes! You better pray the circle is in your favor because it does not hold punches.
Oh, they're fighting each other.
Oh my god, really? You'll be running for your life multiple times if you decide to drop out of the bird bus and let somewhere like Goldwood Woods or the beach next to it. There might be some good loot, but do you really want to impersonate the Flash for 10 seconds of your life? Actually, that sounds kind of cool. Not the recent movie though, that one's not that good. Yeesh. I mean, there's always emos, I suppose. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, speaking of landing, let's talk about the map itself, because it's one of the things I have the most to say about. Like many games, the map is structured into notable zones that are marked with names, and less reputable zones that you land in if you're paranoid of being killed immediately. Most notably for me is this spot below the Health Juice Factory, which me and my friends called the original spot. I am not going to tell you why. Most of the marked zones are fun to traverse through with quite a lot of variety. A penguin castle with egomaniac owners, the beaver construction headquarters, a desert pyramid dedicated to serving the Great Skullcat civilization, Pete Swamp, a place dedicated to dear old Pete where you can visit him and his family. Hey Elite, want some free credit? Come here and dance.
Oh, yes.
It just gives you 750 credits for some reason. And the Super 8 Mountains, home of various crates and euthanization problems. I guess.
Wait, that thing?
Oh.
And that's one of the things you can do in this game.
That's f***ed up.
Yep.
Oh.
And this also shows the weirdly intricate details and secrets that you can find in the map. It's chock full of world building like this. The zones I noted, for instance, all have something unique about them. The Penguin Castle has a stage to show the world your beautiful, outdated dance moves. The Beaver HQ is obviously all built on wood. The Desert Pyramid has a secret laboratory where you can meet Dr. Dogna. The Corgi that was the one that told you to assassinate the rat. What the hell? Pete Swamp has this vinyl record that plays this beautiful song. And the Super 8 Mountains have you euthanizing a member of your species. This is one of the game's strongest points. The map is very well designed, with various places all made to allow some very strategic plays to be done. Obviously, I would be lying if I said I land on every marked spot during a session. Some are more forgettable than others in my opinion, and don't really have anything special, but it's because so many places here are interesting that they stick out against other, more generic ones. Also, I need to mention one more thing about it that has always stuck in my head since when I started playing. Almost every time I load into a lobby, I need to do this. No doubts, no cares. Just crabs raping. It's beautiful. It definitely lessens the sour taste of losing a game if it happens.
Oh.
No, I didn't mean to do that. When you lose a game, it gives you a handful of rewards. Usually just Carl coins used in the shop, some animal DNA, which is what you need to unlock more animal breeds, and occasionally an animal DNA magnet. Those allow you to get a specific DNA drop, whether you want a wolf, a raven, or the ironic meme still used somehow. Then you're kicked back to the menu lobby. You're probably feeling a bit salty that you lost a super good match, and rightfully so. But you just need to listen to this goddamn banger of a song! It feels like a stage introduction to a wrestling match. It pumps you up, like you're ready to prove everyone that you deserve the title of being on the top of the food chain. Yes, I'm just stealing jokes from the game, who cares? You just load up a new match, very quickly I might add. Joining a new match is easy. Am I shilling enough yet? I'll say, I do wish there was a join new game button when you lose. It's a pretty convenient way of keeping the player engaged. Even if the process to join a match right now is pretty fast. But you might want to change your character before you join a new match. Your current one is stinky! So let's make a new character. SAR's customization is very neat, both in terms of how many cosmetics there are and in terms of what you can customize. There's shirts, hats, face accessories, emotes, melee weapons, different breeds of animals, sub-breeds of animals, and maid costumes. Do you like this costume, Elite?
Ready up,
Yes,
chat?
I love it.
The cosmetics themselves are also pretty well designed. You wanna be dapper? We'll try and be as dapper as my cat then. You wanna be in a cult? Just wear this. You want a maid costume?
Give it to me.
Okay,
got this.
pay up, buddy.
No.
Yeah, some cosmetics are locked behind a super edition of the game. It's like 15 bucks. The contents of it make it worth it in my opinion, but you know, it's still content locked behind a super edition, so. I'll stop shilling for a second though and say that I genuinely hate how some milestones are locked behind a super edition. I don't get the purpose of locking achievements and rewards for stuff that you should be able to do in-game without paying for it. It's at least a weird decision to be making. Alright, back to shilling now. I'll mention that me and my friends, back when we played it in 2021, we all got the super edition due to how semi-affordable it is and what it offers. Including a maid costume, I mean, come on! Also, speaking of the cosmetics, as any battle royale does, there is a battle pass, as the genius title of an animal pass. Creativity! At the time of this writing, the by popular demand battle pass is currently active, which is a free battle pass full of community suggestions for cosmetics. And there's also a second pass going on. You may think that's weird, and yes, I'll give it that, but the cool thing is that the second pass is a completely optional one, with the choices being all of the previous battle passes. Meaning that if you missed a pass that had a cosmetic you really like, but couldn't afford, nor put the time into getting it, you have the choice of repurchasing it and finishing it without the concept of FOMO existing. This is a design choice I wish more games like these would have, as it puts much more freedom of choice on the player without them feeling like they're gonna miss out on something if they don't spend money the moment it comes out. Plus 1 point for quality of life. And now let's talk about the final thing of this video. The lore? Yeah, when I said lore, I meant it. I mean, if Fortnite can have mountains of pages dedicated to its story, so can an Animal Royale game, I suppose. I'm gonna walk you through it in a quasi-dramatic voice. If you don't know what quasi means, here you go. In a world where human researchers were discovering new pieces of technology over time, one researcher finds a mountain of the new groundbreaking mineral, superite. This was the catalyst for what would eventually result in the first super animal, the first skullcat. You can find this guy if you browse the desert and see a sphinx. This guy has dreams of grandeur and also sucks at being scary. As the researcher became 2 researchers, and then 4, and then more and more, they sought to make more types of super animal breeds after they had noticed the skullcat became wildly popular, which then led to the animal breeds slowly starting to become more and more argumentative about whether the way the humans treat them is unjust. You can find signs of their defiance against the humans in the superite mountain being drawn on the walls here. I thought this was a game for children, what the f. One morning, during what seemed to be a usual super animal stage show, the now newly called rebellion drew their guns and shot at every single human seated. It was an unprecedented calculated attack that resulted in the deaths of the researchers and the start of the ongoing war between the super animal super resistance and super animal world, which would seemingly never end and still seems to linger on, even after every human soul was eliminated off the island. The animals also praise the banan. Praise banan! Praise banan! Praise banan! Alright, so as you can see, the game has a weirdly f***ed up lore that recontextualizes the entire gameplay in a, let's say, a bit unneeded way. Yeah, but at the same time I can't help but think it's morbidly charming. Sure, let's say that. I should probably check if I'm okay. And I guess that's pretty much it for what I want to say about the game. So I'm gonna be honest, I originally wanted to write a much more in-depth conclusion to this whole video, seeing as it's my first true video essay. But honestly, nah, just go play the game, it's free. What are you gonna lose? They just made a new Star World thing and it looks f***ing awesome. Like, come on, just go play it already! I'd like to thank the Super Animal Royale wiki for giving me most of the information regarding the game's lore and various other gameplay mechanics. Catbo for providing the awesome music playing both in the background and in-game, and for probably holding enough patience to wait however months that it took for this video to get made, and all of my great friends that contributed their funniness to the video. This was a wildly different take on the type of content I have made so far, because I wanted to experiment and see how well I could do with this type of review. If you made it this far, it means I've done at least a decent job. Yay! Super Animal Royale is one of those games that will likely always remain in the back of my mind if I were confused about what to play one of these days, as it never fails to capture me with its great charm, refined, fun gameplay, and memorable music. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day.